Just around the corner is this this display here, which gives a little bit more information. You can text the word BATS, B-A-T-S, to 70123 or visit statesman.com/bats to get some more information. But here is some information about some bats here. And you know, thinking back, one of the most impressive displays of bats I ever saw was in Cairns, Australia, where the fruit bats would come out every night. Well, wait a minute. Look at that. That looks a little bit, you know it, that looks a little bit like Skip Smith from The Villages. Look at that. I'll be damned. You know, I can't go anywhere in the world without seeing something or someone that reminds me of Skip Smith from The Villages. Just go on YouTube and search Skip Smith, The Villages, and you tell me, you know, whether there's a little bit of a resemblance between, you know, this guy and Skip Smith. But anyway, it is things you should know about bats. Look at that. All right, let's find our way up to the bridge. Greetings from beautiful Austin, Texas, and I mean beautiful in every sense of the word. I am in Austin, Texas for about the third time in my life, and the third time is a charm, or so they say, and I'm certainly hoping so, because behind me is the Congress Avenue Bridge, and you wouldn't know it by looking at it, but you can see the people sitting on the lawn here behind me, and they're getting ready for the show. What show? They're getting ready for the Bat Show. So kind of bizarre, you know. It's you know, you travel around the world, and every place almost that you go to has its own little unique little attraction, and Austin is no different. And they have a bat show, so there's thousands of bats that come out of this bridge every night right at about dusk, and I believe they come out in the morning as well to feed. And the bats aren't very, very big. They're probably all of this big or something like that. But there's thousands of them. And we're gonna find our way up onto the bridge. I was told to stand up on the bridge is perhaps one of the best views that you can have, because they just come right out of the bridge, and it's just like a shh, like this, and it's just the massive formations up in the sky. So it's a beautiful day today, and I'm going to take you for a little bit of a walk around the park here in anticipation of the of this thing here. So here is the lawn, and a lot of people will come down and just sit on the lawn, and I don't know how often the locals come down. You know, I would imagine that a lot of these people here are actually tourists, like myself and my and the friend that I'm with. But what I'm going to do here, as I was walking by, they have some displays here, telling you a little bit about the bats, the voracious appetites year-round. Nursing mothers consume their body weight in insects nightly, including vast numbers of yard and garden pests, from moths to mosquitoes. Depending on season and colony size, these bats consume between 10,000 and 30,000 pounds of insects each and every night. So that's there's that there. You can always pause this if you want and read that, but it's a pretty cool thing to see. I've wanted to see this, and I'm not going to take the time to read all of this stuff, but you can do your own research. How can a mother bat possibly find her pup in this crowd? A mother and her infant establish vocal and scent communication soon after birth. Female is able to recognize the voice and smell of her young from the thousands of other newborns. So that's I'm going to walk along and just share what I can. Austin's famous bats. There you can see this. Bats fly with their hands. The bones in a bat's wings are like bones in your arm and hand, except that bats have long fingers. A bat's wing membrane is formed by two thin layers of skin stretched out between its fingers. So, look at that. Zoom in a little bit. And bat watching suggestions. By far the most spectacular bat flights are seen in August. The young pups are just beginning to fly then. Also, the hot and dry August weather causes the bats to be hungrier while the insects tend to be less plentiful. So that's the best time, but hopefully they'll put on a show tonight. So let's find our way up to the to the bridge, and we'll bring you along for the show. You can see there's a boat. Capital Cruises getting ready to take some people from a unique perspective of seeing the bat show. And you know, as I walk along, I cannot help but to think of my my beloved Duna, my beloved Budapest on the banks of the Danube River. And you know, my friend that's with me is from Budapest, and I was asking her if she thought that this is about the size of the Danube. I think this is the Colorado River, if not mistaken. But I think that this is probably about the size or the width of the Budapest, or the Danube rather, in Budapest. So it's going to be a nice. I'm hoping for a nice show tonight. In case you were wondering, Ann W. Richards, Congress Avenue Bridge. Ann Richards, 1933 to 2006. Mother, grandmother, teacher, public servant, governor, leader, friend. And this was dedicated to her. Her spirit will forever endure. You know, if they ever name a bridge, maybe one day they'll name a bridge, you know, for me over the Danube in Budapest or something, and it'll say it'll say Hall Tomas, goofball, silly, crazy, stupid, whatever. But no, I'm just teasing. Anyway, there's the story behind the naming of the bridge here. Killing time. That's what we're doing. We're just killing time, walking down, I believe this would be Congress Avenue. And, you know, I can't really say. I think I came to Austin once, and they have a place here called 6th Street or 6th Avenue. And we're coming up on West 4th Street, so it very, very well may be that 6th Street is a couple blocks up ahead, I would imagine. And I don't know if it's 6th Street or 6th Avenue or what have you, but there's a very, very popular tourist spot with all types of crazy bars and happenings on 6th Street here in Austin. But we're just kind of killing a little bit of time trying to you know, wait for the show to start. And you see these little scooters around here all over Austin and perhaps other cities as well. You see these scooters that are here, and you can just walk up. You download an app, and then you can just scan the little code here. You just scan that little thing to ride it with your cell phone, and off you go. And you can ride it anywhere you want for as long as you want. I don't know how they charge you by the mile or what have you, but you just ride it as long as you want to, and then drop it off. So quite a nice city. Today is a Tuesday night, and as large of a city as this is, you would think that there would be more people on the street. But there's not. Here comes a couple on their scooters. Are those expensive? Are they hard to learn how to ride? Are they difficult?
This is our first ride, so...
It's what?
This is our first.
This is your first?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Scotland.
Where?
Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah.
You're from Scotland?
Yeah, well, we both are, yeah.
You both are. Where in Scotland?
I'm from Glasgow.
Where?
Glasgow.
Glasgow? Oh, fantastic. I sailed out of Aberdeen. Isn't Aberdeen the Granite City?
Yeah.
I sailed out of Aberdeen with a lovely lady from Edinburgh. and we sailed to the Shetland Islands. Have you been to the Shetland Islands? You've never been to the Shetland Islands, and you've probably never seen the Loch Ness Monster either, have you?
Maybe, but it's a secret.
I've seen the Loch Ness Monster. Anyway, enjoy America. Bye. You're going to be on Tom TV. All right, folks. You got to have fun in life. If you can't have fun in life, you might as well not live it. All right, here comes the Bat Ambassador. This man here, this man is the Bat Ambassador. He's walking up and down the bridge, wanting to talk to somebody. Hector is wanting to talk to somebody, and I'm good. You are Hector the Ambassador, right? And you are the information, right?
That's me.
So tell me something interesting about these bats.
They come from Mexico.
They come from Mexico.
They migrate from Mexico to here, and they live down here. It's the biggest man-made, unnatural habitat for them.
Yeah,
They
and
come out every night.
so they migrate down to Mexico when? In the winter?
I guess so, yeah. They go down there for the winter.
And where do they go? Do they go to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cancun?
Probably.
You know?
They're union guys. I figured
They're union guys, huh?
They're Austin City union guys, you know. They're making pretty good money.
Yeah, and where are
They
you
know
from?
this stuff.
Where are you from, Hector?
What was I born?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago. I was raised in Chicago.
I won't.
Born in Mexico.
I won't hold that against you. I won't hold being Chicago from Chicago. You like Austin?
Austin's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Also, I wouldn't trade it for anywhere else.
You wouldn't,
I
huh?
wouldn't trade it.
Have you been to San Francisco?
No.
No. All right. All right.
My brother lived there for a while. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never been there though.
You know, all my exes live in Texas. You know that? You know that song?
I do.
All my exes live in Texas. Right?
But I hang my hat in Tennessee.
How about Amarillo by morning, up from San Antone?
That's a good song.
Right? You know that song?
That's a great song.
What's the other song? Down in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. You ever fall in love with a Mexican girl, Hector?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, huh?
Unfortunately, you're crazy.
I'm sorry.
I can say that because I'm Mexican, but they're all crazy.
They're all women are strange. You know? All women, you should know that.
Absolutely.
All right, so when's the show going to begin?
We gotta wake them up.
Got to wake them up?
Gotta wake up the bats.
How are you going to do that?
They're on union time. Those guys are a bunch of
Can we all jump up and down and kind of startle them?
something.
Are we going to see bats tonight?
We're gonna see
Am I
bats.
standing here for nothing?
No.
We are going to see bats.
Tonight.
And do they come up and just stay right in this vicinity, or they go
They
off
come out as swarms and they'll fly out.
and they'll fly off?
But this is a bunch of them.
No kidding. And do they come out from this side of the bridge or the other, or
Yeah,
both?
for some reason they prefer this side. Some of them, you will see them on that side,
Uh-huh.
but mostly they'll come out on this side.
I asked my friend that's standing right over there if she would, what side of the bridge to stand on, and she chose that side. And, you know, but then we saw everybody standing over on this side, so we came over here.
Yeah.
But should be a
You
good
can't
show.
see them on that side. People stand on that side.
Should be a good show. All right, Hector. Have a good evening. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Get this guy back.
All right. See, there you go. What a nice guy. All right, be honest. Now, could there be a nicer way to watch the bat show than in a lovely swan built for two? I mean, I'm just saying, what a wonderful way to experience the bats here in Austin on a swan built for two. And we're not too far from the bats from the bat show, and as I pan around I can show you down the bridge. You got people lining up. I was told actually that the bridge is the place that you want to watch it. You see there's a fair amount of people down there on the lawn off in the distance, and I see some kayaks. And there was a little tour boat here not too long ago, and some canoes. Rather windy, and I don't know if the wind is picking up on the camera. Then my my apology. Not much I can do about that. But so you can see people are just lining up here on the Congress Avenue Bridge, and if I turn around, I don't know why I expected more, you know, as far as more people, but this is just a nightly, it's just a nightly event, you know. People come from all around to see this, so I'm looking forward to it. Something that I've always been curious to see, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. This particular trip. Tomorrow morning, it's a rather long drive from a town called Spicewood, just northwest of Austin, to Santa Fe. If we can make it to Santa Fe, it's about a 12-hour drive, and that'd be a long haul for one day, but who knows, maybe we can do it. And then the fun begins. It's off to Pagosa Springs on Thursday and Friday, and then Durango for a train ride on Thursday or Saturday, and the Cliff Dwellers. We're going to go see the Cliff Dwellers on the Cliff Dwellings, I should say, on Sunday. So it shouldn't be too much longer before the bats show up, hopefully, and we'll be back. I don't know if it's any indication, but we're starting to see the tour boats coming out on the river down below. That's one of several that have showed up, and we're hoping. Hector was telling me that sometimes these boats will come under and kind of shine some lasers or something up there to kind of get them to come out. It's going to be pretty cool at this position here to watch them come up right from underneath where we're standing. And these young ladies here, I've been watching these young ladies here for a while. They kind of just hanging out in this really nice little canoe, and this river, as I try to excuse the focusing, but this river is not really moving that fast. The current doesn't really move all that fast. I've seen people paddle boarding and canoeing and kayaking up and down the Colorado, but not moving. The current doesn't move very fast, interestingly enough. All right, somebody once told me that patience is a virtue, and somebody else told me, an ex-girlfriend told me that being with me is never boring, but requires a lot of patience. So every time somebody tells me that it requires patience to be with me, I say, but patience is a virtue. So we are just waiting, and there's quite a crowd gathering, and it's I think that I hope they're gonna come out soon. Hector was telling me he hasn't seen them yet this year, and other people are telling me that sure enough they'll be out, and as it gets darker it'll be interesting to see just how well I can share it with you. Hopefully I'll be able to share it with you. Alright, there's a rather large tour boat here, Capital Cruises, and catching some of what the lady is saying about the bats.
We like things, and we want to get them immediately. We want this and we want it now. So that's really cool.
So there's quite a few bats, and it's starting to get dark, so I'm hoping and praying that we're going to see some bats, or I'll be feeling the fool. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. So the show is beginning, I think, and I don't know that you're going to be able to see very much, folks. My My apology. I thought, well, they're coming out. And you're not going to really be able to see much unless they form some type of a big formation up in the sky, which I'm hoping for. And against the night sky, that might not be all that good. But we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed that I'm able to show you something. Well, I can't even imagine that you'd see these, but I can see them. They're flying out of here like little bullets. And you just got to kind of keep your eye focused, and you see them flying out. And I'm hoping that they're going to start flying out by the thousands, and be able to see, be able to share something with you. All right, I've just about, or I should say, we've just about given up, and to say I'm a little disappointed would be a little bit of an understatement. I was really hoping to see just a large swarm of bats coming out of the bridge. We did see some bats, just a scattering of bats, and you know, maybe these people here know something that I don't know. You know, maybe they're just a little bit more hopeful than maybe they're a little more hopeful or optimistic, if you will. But I don't know. We found our way down to underneath the bridge here, and trying to find our way back to the camper. So we'll see. All right. Can give it another couple minutes, perhaps. Really a beautiful backdrop, the skyline of Austin. If we were fortunate enough to still catch them, might actually be a better view here than up on the bridge as far as getting a formation of them. So we'll wait. All right, well, I can't show you the bats, but I can wrap up the video with a shot of the skyline of the city of Austin. Goodbye, Austin. Hello, hello, Santa Fe.